Nightwing's morning started off calm. Dick Grayson woke up to the warm sunlight streaming through the window, with the city's noise far off in the background. Besides him, Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, was still asleep, her auburn hair spread across the pillow. Their loyal three-legged dog, Nightwing, wagged her tail as she greeted Dick. For a brief moment, everything felt peaceful, but the calm didn't last. As Dick brushed his teeth, his phone suddenly rang, breaking the silence. Melinda's voice came through, urgent and breathless. "Nightwing, we've got a problem. Double Dare just hijacked a city train and stole a dangerous bioweapon. You need to get there now." Dick didn't hesitate, spitting out the toothpaste. He quickly replied, his voice steady despite the rush of adrenaline. He suited up, the familiar weight of his Nightwing costume settling over him. Barbara was already getting into her Batgirl gear, giving him a determined look. Within moments, they were off, leaping out of the window and using their grappling hooks to swing through the Gotham skyline towards the train. When they landed on the roof of the speeding train, everything was frighteningly quiet. The train was empty except for one figure, Aliki, one half of the notorious Double Dare duo. "End of the line," Nightwing said as they confronted her. But instead of talking, Aliki bolted. Batgirl's quick aim stopped her in her tracks when cuffs flew through the air and locked around her wrists. "Where's the bioweapon?" Barbara asked sharply. Aliki's eyes shifted between them as she hesitated. "There is no bioweapon," she confessed. "It's a vaccine." The explanation that followed was a shock. Double Dare had been hired by the nation of Volatava to secure a vaccine for a virus that was spreading through the country. The vaccine's manufacturer, Shell Pharmaceuticals, was charging more than the struggling nation could afford. Aliki and her sister Margot had intercepted the shipment, but they were ambushed by mercenaries working for Shell. Margot had been captured, and Aliki injected herself with the vaccine to protect it. "They want me to trade myself for Margot," Aliki said, her voice shaking. "But if I do, Volatava won't get the vaccine and the whole country will suffer." Nightwing and Batgirl exchanged glances. The situation was more complicated than they thought. The mercenaries didn't know that Double Dare were identical twins, which gave them an idea. Barbara would disguise herself as Aliki and surrender, creating an opening to rescue Margot and keep the vaccine safe. Barbara barely had time to change into Aliki's costume when the train jolted violently. An explosion rocked the car and the train derailed, crashing onto the streets below. The impact was intense and glass shattered everywhere. Smoke filled the air as mercenaries swarmed the wreckage, weapons drawn. Batgirl, still disguised as Aliki, was quickly captured. Nightwing and Aliki were forced to flee, running across the rooftops while gunfire echoed behind them. They leaped from building to building, with mercenaries close on their heels. Dick spotted an open window in a nearby office building and swung through the glass, pulling Aliki to safety. Inside the building, they rushed to an elevator and descended to the parking garage, where they stole a motorcycle. The engine roared to life as they sped off, following Batgirl's tracer to a nearby location. In the dimly lit garage, Nightwing told Aliki to stay put while he went to rescue Margot. Inside, Barbara had already freed herself and was taking on the remaining mercenaries. Nightwing joined her and together they quickly dealt with their attackers. But just as they were about to finish the fight, a voice came over the intercom. "Nightwing, come to the boardrooms." The mercenaries stopped their attack, stepping back as Nightwing exchanged a look with Barbara. "Get Margot out," he whispered, then headed towards the boardroom alone. The room was sleek and cool, a sharp contrast to the chaos outside. Shelton Lyle, the CEO of Shell Pharmaceuticals, sat at the head of the table. Dick's stomach twisted when he recognized him. Shelton had been a childhood bully in Gotham. "You haven't changed," Nightwing said, his voice full of disdain. "Extorting a country for a vaccine, that's low even for you." Shelton leaned back, smiling smugly. "Charging a fair price for a product isn't illegal, Grayson. And as for the train, independent contractors, I'm not responsible for their actions." Nightwing clenched his fists but stayed calm. "You're not getting the vaccine back." With that, he turned and walked out, leaving Shelton fuming. Outside, Barbara and Aliki had freed Margot. Together, the three of them disappeared into the city, determined to deliver the vaccine to Volatava and expose Shell Pharmaceuticals for their greed.